Part 1, Unseen Reflections. In the small town of Ravensbrook, nestled deep within the forest, stood an old mansion that had long been abandoned. Its windows were broken, and its once elegant facade was now a faded memory of grandeur. Rumors whispered through the town that the mansion was cursed, but none dared venture close enough to uncover the truth. Eleanor, a curious and fearless journalist, had heard these tales and was determined to unravel the mystery behind the mansion. Armed with her camera and notebook, she arrived in Ravensbrook one gloomy autumn day. The townspeople spoke in hushed tones as she inquired about the mansion. One name emerged frequently: the Mirror Mansion. The mansion earned its name from an eerie legend that had haunted Ravensbrook for generations. According to the story, anyone who entered the mansion would find that their reflection disappeared from mirrors. People believed that the mansion devoured reflections, trapping them within its cursed walls. The fear was so strong that the mansion was avoided even by the most daring souls. Undeterred, Eleanor rented a room at the local inn and began her investigation. She sought out the oldest residents, hoping to uncover the truth behind the tale. An elderly woman named Agnes agreed to talk, her voice trembling with age and unease. "Child, the mansion's curse goes back centuries," Agnes began, her eyes filled with a mix of fear and sorrow. "Long ago, a powerful sorceress named Isolde resided there. She had a mirror that held mystical powers, allowing her to peer into other realms. But her greed for knowledge led her to delve too deep, and the mirror's magic consumed her." Eleanor listened intently, captivated by the story. Agnes continued, "Isolde's lust for power was insatiable. She captured the reflections of those who dared enter her mansion, using their essence to prolong her life. But the mirror's curse grew stronger, and soon, Isolde herself was trapped within its confines, her reflection stolen forever." Eleanor's skepticism battled with her fascination, but she was determined to verify the tale. Armed with this new information, she ventured toward the mansion, camera in hand. Part 2, The Mansion's Embrace. The mansion loomed before her, its decrepit form casting long shadows in the dying light. Eleanor's footsteps echoed as she cautiously entered, her heart pounding. The air was thick with a sense of foreboding, but her determination pushed her forward. As she wandered through the mansion's halls, she noticed the mirrors that adorned the walls. They were grand and ornate, each one capturing her gaze. Eleanor watched as her reflection vanished from their surfaces, confirming the legend's eerie truth. Fear gnawed at her, but she pressed on, her journalistic curiosity driving her deeper into the mansion's secrets. Eventually, Eleanor stumbled upon a room unlike any other. In its center stood an enormous mirror, framed with intricate designs that seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy. As she approached, her reflection began to dissolve before her eyes, fading into nothingness. A shiver ran down her spine, but she couldn't tear her gaze away from the mirror's depths. In a whisper, a voice echoed through the room, sending chills down Eleanor's spine. "Curious, aren't you?" The voice was ethereal, a haunting melody that seemed to emanate from the mirror itself. Eleanor's heart raced as she addressed the unseen presence. "Who are you? What happened here?" The voice sighed, a sound laden with centuries of sorrow. "I am Isolde, the one who was consumed by her own greed. Trapped within this mirror, I have watched countless souls fall victim to my curse. But you, Eleanor, you are different. Your determination has brought you to me." Eleanor's breath caught in her throat. "What do you want from me?" "Redemption," Isolde's voice whispered. "Break the curse that binds me, and I shall release the stolen reflections, including yours. Part 3, Reflections Restored. Eleanor's mind raced as she contemplated Isolda's offer. To break the curse meant facing the horrors that lurked within the mansion's depths. But the prospect of restoring stolen reflections, of freeing countless souls, was a powerful motivator. Guided by Isolda's voice, Eleanor traversed hidden passages and faced twisted manifestations of the mansion's dark history. She encountered the souls of those who had lost their reflections, tormented and trapped within the mansion's walls. Each encounter brought her closer to the heart of the curse, and she began to understand the depth of Isolda's remorse. Finally, Eleanor stood before the mirror that had imprisoned Isolda. "What must I do to break the curse?" she asked. Isolda's voice echoed with sadness. "You must destroy the mirror, shattering the vessel that holds me captive. But be warned, its destruction will release the curse's power, and you may find yourself trapped within." With a deep breath, Eleanor raised a heavy candlestick and struck the mirror with all her might. The glass shattered, and a rush of dark energy engulfed her. Images of Isolda's life and her own fears swirled around her, threatening to consume her soul. Part 4, The Curse Reversed. Eleanor's senses reeled as the torrent of energy subsided. She found herself standing in front of the shattered mirror, her reflection staring back at her. Trembling, she surveyed her surroundings, expecting to see the mansion's decayed halls. To her astonishment, the mansion was restored to its former glory. The windows were whole, the walls were adorned with luxurious tapestries, and the air was devoid of the heavy dread that had once hung in the air. Eleanor's heart raced as she realized that the curse had been broken. Isolda's voice spoke once more, now free from the mirror's confines. "Thank you, Eleanor. You have given me a chance at redemption, and in doing so, you have restored the stolen reflections." As Eleanor explored the mansion, she discovered that the reflections of those trapped within were now free, their voices echoing with gratitude and relief. The townspeople, once bound by fear, slowly began to explore the mansion, their reflections restored. Part 5, Eternal Gratitude. In the years that followed, the mansion became a symbol of redemption and second chances. Eleanor's story of breaking the curse spread far and wide, and visitors flocked to the once dreaded mansion. It was transformed into a haven for those seeking closure, forgiveness, and a chance to reclaim what had been lost. Eleanor's own reflection was no longer trapped, and she continued to document the stories of those who found solace within the mansion's walls. The town of Ravensbrook, once shrouded in fear, blossomed into a community united by their shared experience. As for Isolda, her spirit found peace, no longer burdened by the darkness of her past. She had been granted a chance to right her wrongs, and in doing so, had transformed the mansion's curse into a tale of hope and redemption that would be told for generations to come. And so, the mansion that had once cast a sinister shadow over Ravensbrook became a beacon of light, a testament